Food pushers. What are they? Who are they? Are you one? Have you been exposed to one? We'll find out. All right, so what is food pushing? A food pusher or pressure feeder is someone who pushes or pressures you to eat something after you've already said no. So typically they have their own agenda and wanting you to eat the food they're offering. Perhaps they want to be the best host, or they feel they've gone to all this work and they want you to enjoy. So some examples would be family members who insist you have one more bite of that homemade apple pie when you already had 2 slices, or colleagues who roll their eyes when you turn down the donut or the slice of cake. Basically, it's people that are subconsciously hating on your journey is what it is. So some cultural examples, granddad says, eat up, don't leave any food on your plate or you'll never grow up and be strong like your big brother. Or mom says, I got a fresh batch of the chocolate brownies for anyone who finishes all their dinner, right? More is better. McDonald's, supersize me, all you can eat buffets, all that's just in our culture, all right? So other examples, just in different countries, that it can just be, in India, it's rude not to finish your food because food's considered sacred. In Japan, it's rude to leave any food on your plate. In China, having an empty plate means you're still hungry. So all these different things. So why else can this be happening? Like I touched on a little bit, jealousy. So as you guys are starting to transform your bodies, as people who are maybe in your circle are starting to see these things, it starts to reflect in them subconsciously something they're not willing to maybe address yet. So without even thinking about it, they just start kind of hating on you. Like, oh man, you're taking it too serious. Like, come on, let's just, you can get back on that on Monday. So they envy the fact that someone has willpower to decline the treats when they wish they themselves could as well. So friends and family can also try to persuade you to eat off plan. You're getting too skinny. Don't lose any more, you'll disappear. Live a little, just one bite. These are all things that I've heard a lot of our clients deal with. So just know if it hasn't happened yet, that it will. I'm sure all of you guys have probably experienced this already. So how does this affect your progress? So not making progress in months because you get guilt tripped that one meal, it can set you back. So these splurges can happen, in our mind, we're like, oh, I'm on plan except when I'm not, except that one time a week or that couple times a week when that happens. And that can completely undo your results or put you in a calorie surplus. So just know that when those things happen, it does and can affect your results. So how to end the cycle? Just first level is awareness, knowing that those things are most often very calorically dense. So it does not take up much room in your stomach, but it can have a lot of calories in it, especially those things that people bring to the office. They have really high fat content, high sugar content, so it can pack a ton of calories and not that much. Like a piece of cheesecake, for example, can be just a ton of calories. You Google like Cheesecake Factory, piece of cheesecake, you'll see what I'm talking about. Find that in my fitness pal. So first step is awareness. And then a simple, no, thank you. So, and then having the conversation with your friends, with your loved ones, letting them know about your goals. Because sometimes they just think, they're trying to do, they're being cool. They want to help you out. They want to make sure you're eating, but just letting them know what your goals are, why they're important to you, and why you need that support from them. So, and sometimes this can happen as well, that we will purposely put ourselves in a situation just hoping that someone will ask us if we want that thing. So it can take us off plan. It's like a subconscious self-sabotage deal because you actually, on some level, you want to do that. So it's an easy way to have fun without accepting full responsibility. But just know at the end of the day, you are responsible for everything that goes in your body. So it's easy to blame it on other people, on food pushers, to avoid the responsibility, to avoid ownership. You can say you were forced, I had no choice. They made this deal, I was going to be rude if I said no. all that stuff. So it's easy to go that route. So how to break the cycle is just consider the cost benefit analysis. What price do you pay when you accept this person's offer when it comes to what you want to achieve and accomplish for yourself? Is it worth it to you? What price do you pay if you say no? Is this person, is this family member, they're not going to like you, they're not going to talk to you anymore? I mean, and how do those things compare? And what price do they pay? What price do they pay if you say no? So set the expectation. Just tell people ahead of time with conviction of your plan, why you want it, why it's important to you, and put your foot down sometimes. Sometimes you got to say no to tell your loved ones your goals, why it's important to you, why you want to reach them. And people will not like you less. And if they do, then maybe you should consider new friends and analyze relationships a little bit. So for example, mom brings over treats and gave into it all the time. Trammy's mom, this is real life situation. She's Vietnamese, and when I would go over there, they would just like push food on me hardcore. They pushed food on me hardcore, and I gave in for a while, and I was starting to put on weight. just keeping it real, and it came a time I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And they were on me a little bit, but now we're still cool. I mean, they'll still offer it. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I appreciate it though. I got my stuff here. And I'll still, like the other day, it was a pre-birthday dinner, and there was shrimp and stuff like that. And I had what I was eating, and I grabbed some of that and weighed it in. So you can still find ways that you can be apart, but just, let people know what's going on. Just have the conversation, and decide if the goals that you have for yourself are more important of you potentially hurting someone's feelings. And most of the time it's more of a story in your head of you fearing that conversation and thinking about, oh man, what if they get upset and I hurt their feelings? You're thinking of mom or grandma with the pie, and you're like, no. And then she just like starts crying or something. Right. So most likely not going to happen. All right. They'll get over it. So to summarize, don't let other people control your behavior. There are no consequences for them. It's not going to hurt them if you do it. Like, it's funny because at this same party, like, they brought over all this cake. It was like enough cake for a freaking 5th grade classroom blowout, right? So there's all this cake, and then at the end of it, everybody's like, oh, you take the cake with you. No, you take the cake with you. And then someone finally said, look, let's just say it what it is. The cake's a burden, right? No one wants to take the cake. So yeah, there's no consequences for them. There are consequences for you. So what is the cost to you? What is the cost to them? So again, just raising your level of awareness. So group activity. Have you put yourself in a situation where you knew you would go off plan on purpose? Where were you? What was the story going on in your head? What was the justification? Sometimes it's like, oh, it's cool. I've earned this. I deserve it. And have you had food pushed on you? Was it worth it? So, and then ultimately, how can you improve and get 1% better? So I'm gonna pick on Derek. We're gonna start with Derek on this one. I want to hear from Derek. Derek, go ahead and unmute yourself. What do you have to say about this, Derek?
What is that?
I said, what do you have to say about these questions here?
Have you put yourself in a situation where you knew you would go off plan on purpose? No, I don't. Maybe when traveling, it's a little bit harder. I have a cabin trip this weekend that I know that is not going to be all healthy foods there. See, where were you, and what was the story going on in your head?
So I guess for this one, have you had food pushed on you? You're trying to stay on plan. Have you had some food pushers come at you?
My mom's Vietnamese also, and I get over there and I'm the baby, and she's like, "Oh, you got to eat this, you got to eat this," and yeah, I just tell her, I can't have it. That's right now. Oh, you want, they have a sell at CVS on some Russell Stover chocolates. I bought up 4 or 5 boxes here. Take one, and I mean, she gets used to, I've always been the rebel, so I just tell her I don't want it.
So what's your plan? How can you improve 1% and better this week? What's the game plan for the cabin trip?
I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be the one cooking. It's mostly protein. Try to eat lean protein, most of the steaks, stay away from the pork, eat more salads, eat more vegetables.
All right.
I brought all low calorie beers, vodkas instead of, just trying to be as healthy as I can.
Good. Sounds like you got a plan. Awesome. All right, let's see. Let's go to Jamie. Jamie, have you been in a situation where you knew you would go off on purpose?
Yeah, I can think of a few different instances. Definitely with my kids. I try to eat healthy, but if we make something that's not so healthy for them, just because for their palate, is different and metabolism's a little different. So I would make them stuff or order something for them, knowing that I was going to pick at it. Put that down. Sorry. And speaking of kids, I'm not by myself right now, so she put that down. So knowing that I was probably going to pick at their plate before I, put away the leftovers or something like that, I would make enough knowing that I was probably going to, pick at it. So that's never good. I find myself doing that. Definitely a guilt trip afterwards. And then also not packing my food before I go to work because I work 24-hour shifts. But the cafeteria, they never, ever make healthy food in the cafeteria. And but I know I have that to fall back on. So I kind of sabotage myself and just being lazy and knowing that I'm going to have something to eat, even though it's not going to be healthy. So.
Got it. So what's your plan to improve to get 1% better this week?
I'm going to pack my food ahead of time for work, for sure. And then I've been trying to make my kids put up their own plates, because if I collect the plates at the end of the meal, I will, pick at it as I'm walking towards, the sink and the trash and stuff. So have them put up their own plates so I won't have temptation, staring me in the face. So.
Solid. All right. Thanks for sharing, Jamie. All right. Mickey, Diana, tell me.
I don't think I put myself in a situation, but it's kind of like I literally like coming to Vegas. Like I come here to eat. So I guess that's putting myself in a situation. You know what I mean? Like we come here to eat, drink, and have fun. So it's like, and I do it not on purpose, but I know what I'm doing. So I guess it's on purpose. And then, where were you and what was the story going in your head? It's kind of like the day when we came here, we had lunch and we knew what we were getting for lunch today. And it was, we were even talking about it, and we decided to only eat half our food, because we're talking about it. It seemed to work for us. Like she didn't eat the fries, and I just munched on a couple, and I had to get the plate away from me. And then
you guys have definitely become way more aware.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think I've ever had food pushed on me. I think I push it on myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I've had an individual say eat more.
How do you feel like you push it on yourself?
Yeah, I do it all the time. Like, I don't know. I guess I like it. I don't know. Was it worth it to me? No, because one picture like a couple weeks ago, and I lost my abs by eating one meal. And just so you know, that picture, man, I swear, she took the picture, and I was like, where'd my abs go? And then I looked in the mirror, they were there. So that picture was super disappointing. I'm just letting, because that was when we were at Great Wolf Lodge. And we took the pictures that morning, and I looked at it, and I'm like, what the heck? I immediately walked over in the mirror, and I'm like, no, there's still 6 abs there. And I was going to tell you, I was like, whatever.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
was
it.
dude. I think it was the white wall behind me or something. I'm not 100% sure.
Could
But
be, we'll call it the lighting. on
It's
that one.
because you didn't log for 3 days.
Yeah, that's what it is. Don't log for 3 days, abs go away.
and then how we're gonna improve like this week, like we have a whole list. We got reservations for lunch and dinner every night this week. 100%. What else are we gonna do? You know, but we're gonna go into it like we're gonna really sift through the menu, and even if it's like I don't want that steak, I'm gonna get that salad with grilled chicken. Like I'm gonna make it happen. Like I'm gonna not go over my 2,500 calories. And like yesterday, the whole cupcake situation, dude. I knew I was eating the last cupcake, going over the calories. I knew it, and I told myself, I don't care. I'm looking pretty good. I got some abs popping out, and I literally felt guilty. I felt like shit the rest of the night. Like I ultimately actually felt like shit because I ate 3 cupcakes, and these aren't the normal cup. These are like buttersweet. That's the brand. They're ginormous, by the way. The calories was I probably went over like more calories than what it said. That's just all I can find for calories for these cupcakes are like deluxe cupcakes. I don't know how else to put it.
Got
But,
it.
yeah.
You guys are, level awareness is continuing to step up. So love it.
And it's been tough for me, like going from 25 to 22 and now 2,000 calories. I'm clearly cut with 2,000 calories. Clearly. Because what was I, 156 the other day? And I'm just like dropping weight like crazy. So it's kind of wearing me down. Like my body's 2,000 calories.
We're about to build you up.
Huh?
So we're about to build you up.
Hopefully. I don't see abs in my, I don't see veins in my abs yet though.
Awesome.
All right, here's Diana.
Diana, tell me about you.
I think I got it handled now.
You think you got it handled now?
Yeah. Sorry, making you chuckle.
What's that?
No, I think I'm doing pretty good. I've been tracking where my macros and I've actually lost weight faster this time than my first trip.
That's awesome.
My only problem is my protein. I'm not eating my protein like I'm supposed to. I've noticed my protein was low.
Got it. What are some ways you think you can up that a little bit there?
Well, I was putting in food and then I didn't see it until after I ate it. So before I eat it, I'm going to put it in.
There you go. Sounds like a solid plan. You guys be careful. All right. Let's see. Luis, what's up, man? You had some food pusher experience? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I got this like whole double screen going on that I'm trying out. So I'm like, oh, I got you like here and over here. So pretty cool. Food pushed on me. Yeah, very many times. Me and an old friend of mine, we used to do a lot of barbecues and stuff. So we would do tons of like pulled pork and things like that, like pulled pork and prime rib and all sorts of different stuff on our smokers. And the problem was, it was like, okay, you want to try this, you want to try that, and every weekend we're doing something. And then when I started putting in the pulled pork calories in there, and I got really, 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 really sad because there's a lot of that, and that was not fun. So yeah, so I have noticed being in a lot of those situations in which I typically try to avoid. Like on Tuesdays, we play on a volleyball team, and afterwards, I'll go up to the bar and stuff. And mostly I've just been going home mainly because I don't want to be tempted or anything like that. So, and usually if I'm in those situations, I'll usually just try to get like a Diet Coke or something like that. Try to drink those or any zero calorie drinks that they have. And then just try to like eat within the nutrition plan, But yeah, it's hard when you go out with friends and they're drinking and stuff like that too. So I've been mostly sheltered. So during this whole thing, which has been good. You know, it's been really good.
You've been crushing it, dude. You're at your lightest freaking weigh-in. You're down like what, almost 30 pounds?
Almost.
Yeah, it was we dropped by 200 calories, and then when you told me that, I think it was on Friday, and then I had a freak out moment, I think on Saturday. I ate like, oh damn, I gotta eat these calories. And then on Sunday I started, and then on Monday, and then Monday just started dropping off. It's been crazy. So every morning I wake up and it's been, you know, I've been stuck for the past 2 weeks at the same weight, dropped it just by 200 calories, and then all of a sudden just the weight loss has started to come off. It's been pretty cool.
Damn.
It's been fun. So
With that 219.
yeah, we got, I think 4 or 5 more pounds. So we did 224.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Heck yeah. Love it, man. All right. Callie, talk to me. You got all this experience with food. Like, have you been in some food pusher situations?
No, I'm usually the food pusher, actually.
Ooh.
Especially being a chef, because I want people to try things. You know, I hate people to get, my worst words are, I don't like that. And so it's always my goal to make people at least try. So there are a lot of times that I am a food pusher. But I don't think I've ever been in a situation lately. When I was a kid, my mom was definitely the food pusher. But probably now, and especially now, I'm probably my own worst enemy, you know, because I'm pretty, in California, we're pretty locked down still. And so we don't have a lot of, you know, our gyms are still closed, and, you know, social interaction pretty much shut down. So, you know, I work and go home. That's pretty much what I do. But, you know, I can really do a number on my own self. I mean, I know that I'm doing it. But, yeah, I mean, I think the greatest thing though that I've learned is really what somebody else mentioned was the awareness. You know, one thing I have been consistent on is that I haven't had, since I started this, I haven't had mayonnaise, I haven't had butter. And those are 2 huge things for me. I mean, they were on everything, and creamer, heavy cream with some sort of a flavoring in it for my coffee. And I haven't had that since I started this. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, the majority of the weight loss that I've had since up to this point is probably just those little things, you know. And I've been on MyFitnessPal before. When I got out of rehab, I did it when I was working out, and it's really just an eye opener. It's just amazing how fast you can go from here to broke in just one little innocent thing, you know. And you know, so it's always one of those decisions of saying, do I want to spend my calories on that? Do I want to spend that on this? And when that's done, it's gone. You know, you don't have any more options. They're off the table. And that's, you know, are you cool with that? And so I find myself making a lot of different choices. I haven't been out to eat. I've been out to eat one time just this last week. And I had a piece of tres leches cake, and it just about killed me because I haven't had any sugar or, you know, anything like that since I've done this. And it took me out really like solid for about 5 hours. And it was horrible. And I was still within my calories, but I was pretty sure I might die for a second. So it was just one of those things. And I laughed about it, and I'm just like, you know, that's just that's the payoff. That was my payoff. Did I gain weight over it? No, but I felt like shit. And, it just wasn't one of those pleasurable feelings, so it was just like, okay, so I had my cake and that's cool. And, move on to better things and learn your lesson. So I think for me, this has just been a great education. And first of all, saying I am in control. Everything that I do is a choice that I make, and I have to own that. And then just being very keenly aware of of how I'm spending those calories, and when they're done, they're done. I don't get my banana and granola, at nighttime. If I do something, during the day that takes away that option, and it has to be something that I say, okay, I'm willing to do that. But it's a lot more mindful than the way that I was eating before, which was
Love
just
it.
whatever I wanted.
Love it. Awareness is so huge. So
Yeah.
huge. Awesome. Chris Davis, what's up? Glad to have you on here, man. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
There we go.
Have you been in a food pusher situation?
So I'm kind of an addict, so the pushing part of it really isn't necessary. My situation was over the weekend. My aunt made biscuits and gravy for breakfast, and I freaking ate it. So it was, I'm like knife, fork, spoon here. I felt I made the decision to do it, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But then after it was over with, I was just like, I just shot my whole morning. I just shot the whole thing. And so now if I decide I'm going to have anything for lunch, it's going to have to be like a vegetable shaped noodle or something like that. So it was like, and I drank more than I should over the weekend, but I've already taken my licks from Trammy, and I'm back on track here.
Love it. What's the plan to get 1% better this week?
Oh, after this weekend, 1% is pretty easy. I think we need to set that one a little bit higher. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to focus on getting my workouts in this week, and get more steps in. I've been lingering around the 7,000, 8,000, and it's just a lazy ass sometimes.
Hit some 10s this week.
Yeah.
Cool. Glad to see you on here, man.
Yep.
All right, Dusty, what do you have to say about the food pushing?
Well, I can do it. As a mother, I can do that. And the more I learned about nutrition and that kind of thing, that I did it less. I don't get, it's somewhat easier for me now because I don't eat gluten, and so many things that would be very tempting to me typically have gluten in them. So I know what the payoff is. I can eat it and I can really enjoy it, but I'm going to be miserable for the next period of time, be that 2 days or a month, just by one go round with that. I do, but I have gone off plan, but it wasn't because somebody pushed food on me. I would be the one that pushes food on me. So.
Gotcha. So what's your plan to get 1% better this week?
Just a little tightening of my macros vary from day to day. I'm on 3 days of this and 4 days of that, and just being able to plan for that.
Got it. Sounds solid. Michael Keener, what do you got, man?
I'm used to people getting food pushed on me just because that's with my family's background and how I grew up, you know, you eat what's put on the table, and that's, you know, you eat it just because, you know, growing up poor, you know, you eat what's put on the table, and even if you're not hungry, you eat it. And if you don't like it, you eat it. And you know, and then, you know, with one of my part of my family coming from a Jewish background, you know, they always, you know, push food on you all the time because they don't think, you know, you need some more meat on your bones, not eating enough, you know, and then my other grandma, you know, she was always, you know, she always thinks I don't eat enough all the time, trying to give me, you know, food all the time. But, um, you know, and nowadays though, in all reality, it just kind of comes down to, you know, you either give in to taking the food that they're pushing or say no. In the end, it comes down to, you know, you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it.
Michael, what's your plan to do 1% better this week?
Pretty much just trying to stay on top of putting everything in my planner, what I eat. That way I can make sure I'm being more observant of what I'm eating and the calories, and
you're gonna try
that way I'm gonna do it.
All right. Like it. All right. Michael Day, are you there?
I'm here. Driving up and down the highways, but I'm here.
Okay. Well, I don't want you.
I didn't join with the video, but I'm hands free. So.
All right. What's your plan to get 1% better this week?
Well, I'm going to continue on my fitness pal plan and staying within the calorie limitations that we've got set forth, and continue to just try to get that few things tweaking a little bit better on the workouts, and you know, just keep on walking like crazy like I have been, and trying to break that 35-mile a week thing. So I've been right there, but I need that's kind of my goal. But one of the things that on food pushing for me, it's I'm like everybody else. The fitness pal is kind of makes you accountable to yourself and makes you aware of what you're doing, and so I pretty well watch it. And if I mess up at all, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get that. I do like the banana granola, so but I'm the same way, but no reward there if you mess up. But anyway, it's and taking in the water is very important. I know that that's really helped me, and I've been consistently losing weight, and which is something that I've been trying to do for 3 years. But anyway, we're losing a couple pounds a week and moving right on along. Got about 25 more pounds to go. So
Crushing it, Michael. You're doing awesome, man. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open it up to some Q&A. So anyone has